Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited you are here tonight. My name's Nikki McCutchen. I'll be your host for this evening. Please just know that whoever invited you to the call tonight must really care about you and want you to know about this technology. We are literally watching it change lives. We watch miracles happen all of the time. I literally just got to watch that happen even at an event that I did this past Friday night. I'll tell you all about that here in a little bit, but it's truly just this technology makes a huge difference in people's lives. The call tonight will be for 30 minutes. For those who are new, what we will be talking about is this tiny, amazing little technology. This technology inspires our body to do what it already does best, which our body was designed to heal itself. And so that's what the body does when it's given what it needs to work properly. So our goal is to help people opt out of the disease management system in our country and opt into a better way of helping the body be the best it can be and take care of business on its own rather than needing help from drugs. So with that, I'm going to start with our medical disclaimer. All of the technology we will be discussing tonight is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. If you are on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, just like with embarking on a new health regimen, diet, or fitness program, please check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. And with that, let's dive into what this amazing technology can do. So our company has been around. The technology has been around for over 20 years. We are FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. This is a class 1 medical device. It is completely non-transdermal, which means there is nothing that transfers from this patch into your body. It's sealed on both sides with medical grade plastic, completely hypoallergenic adhesive. It has a 96% effectiveness rate. That is truly jaw-dropping to have something that works basically on everyone. If you are in the 4% that struggles with to have this technology do what it needs to do in the body, we have an amazing product called Cellergize. It basically what it does, it just gives you the balance of everything that you need in the body for your electrolytes to work properly. So balance magnesium, potassium, as well as a balance of copper and zinc. It also has amino acids as well as Xanthox, which is support for stem cell activity in the body. So you have all of this great support so that you can optimize your use of the patches. So you don't have to use Cellergize for this technology to work. It's just an option. Like for me, I was already taking electrolytes. I did need to add amino acids to my routine, my workout routine anyway. So it was a great add, as well as the balance that you get across the board. So there's no other product on the market that combines all of the things that are combined in here, of course, for your body just to work properly along with supporting the patch use. And really, you'd probably pay, I think we worked it out one time, is like $250, and this you can get for as little as $50. So to have all of what it has in it, that's what you would buy in other supplements as well. So pretty remarkable as far as that goes. But as far as comparison, when we're comparing that 96% effectiveness rate as well to anything else on the market, there's literally no comparison. There is nothing else on the market that does what this technology does. So there's nothing to compare it to. Like, this is legit the only thing. If I was even going to give you a basic comparison to try to have something that it would be comparable to, it would be a stem cell injection. Okay. Those are thousands and thousands of dollars. They don't always work. And so you will have spent however much you spent. Whereas with this, you could do this product you could use this technology for years compared to what some people have paid for stem cell injections. And like I said, this has a 96% effectiveness rate. So you are getting much more, as well as the list of things this technology turns on the body is far superior to just one stem cell injection. That's the other thing that's truly amazing. And you're getting it for pennies on the dollar. So extremely affordable. It's patented technology. We have over 200 patents. We have over 90 clinical studies. There's literally no other product in the world that does what X39 does. So how does this technology actually work? It works through a process called photobiomodulation, which is just a big word for light making change in the body. You actually already understand what this is because every time you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. And then that vitamin D goes and does what it was supposed to do in the body. The body uses it accordingly as needed, as it was designed to do, as the way the Lord designed us, which is what's so amazing. With this technology, it works on that same premise, only our bodies are the light and heat source. So when we put that patch on our skin, it is reacting with our own body's heat and the infrared light that we emit. So let me explain that a little bit. Inside of this patch is an organic amino acids and salts, a structure that's called a crystal lattice structure that's reflective like a mirror. So when our infrared light hits the center of that patch, it reflects back into the body, turning on a very specific peptide. So if you were to look through night vision goggles, and like you see this on the movies, you see they call it a heat signature. You see all those colors and they're talking about seeing the heat signature where the people are or where the animals are. That heat signature scientifically is a low grade infrared light, as well as, especially like, in the summer or the winter, you sit down by someone and you feel their heat, their body heat radiating off of them. So that is technically scientifically a low grade infrared light that is also generating heat. So that's what activates the center of this patch and then reflects back at a very specific frequency. Okay, the crystal lattice structure is made in a very specific way to reflect back into the body to turn on GHK copper peptide. You can actually wear this anywhere on the body. There are clinically tested spots that if you have a pain spot or an ache spot, you can wear this on any of those spots is completely fine. Otherwise, you can just use the clinically tested spots. When GHK copper peptide gets turned on in the body, it's like turning on a light switch in your house. So things become active, things turn on, electricity goes to those light bulbs and they turn on. This tells GHK copper peptide to turn on and get busy. What happens in the body is that by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are no longer working on our behalf. By the time that we're 60, there's only 10% any longer working on our behalf. So between 30 and 60, you can see when you think about aches, pains, illness, disease, all of the things that have developed, it's because those regenerative cells are no longer working on our behalf. GHK copper peptide turns on that light switch so that the body will work the way that it was designed to use GHK copper peptide when we were 20. Okay, so it turns that back on. And now those regenerative cells, our body can decide, just like with vitamin D, it goes and does what it was already designed to do in the body. So GHK copper peptide now goes and does what it was already designed to do in the body anyway. So one of those things is turning on those regenerative cells. So wherever we need it in our body will send it there to help us regenerate. So that's what the first thing that I talk to people about is those regenerative cells that GHK copper peptide actually does in the body. There's actually over 80 different diseases that GHK copper peptide supports bringing the body back into balance, but I'm only going to talk to you about 5 because they're all major body systems. So the first one is regenerative cells. The second one is your cardiovascular system. So GHK copper peptide supports the entire cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level. So activating and elevating that mitochondria to help support the heart, the blood vessels, the lining of the blood vessels. So I have seen across the board very commonly people with blood pressure issues having those things come back into balance. I've also seen multiple types of heart issues begin to reverse and just amazing, truly amazing, miraculous results in the heart, especially because when you look at our clinical studies, it says that every 6 weeks that you use the technology, it supports the mitochondrial and the cardiovascular system, reversing whatever's going on there by 8 weeks. Okay, so think that through for a second. You're going to start having a compounding effect then, because it's continuing to reset 2 weeks faster every 6 weeks that you utilize the technology. So that's truly remarkable. And that is why it's very common for us to see balance come back into blood pressure. Heart issues become back into balance, which is truly amazing. So we've got regenerative cells, we have got the cardiovascular system, and we also have the brain. So another one of our clinical studies shows brain inflammation beginning to reduce over a 6-week period of time. So that is also remarkable. So what will happen with that is that brain fog begins to leave. Clarity comes back. That was something that I experienced at about 6 weeks of use. Was so thankful that I had that clarity back, that the brain fog was lifting, that I wasn't constantly asking my kids a question that I had just asked them, 5 minutes ago, because I couldn't remember what the answer was. So all of that lifted for me. And so I was so very thankful. So if that was the only thing I received from this technology, that right there would have been worth it for me to never stop using it, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why I was having those things happen in my brain. They weren't happening 10 years ago. So why is all this starting? Well, it's not like any of us go run into our doctor or our functional medicine practitioner and say, hey, can you figure out why I just can't remember things anymore? We usually just let it go. We usually just let those things happen to us until then there's like a major problem, because we just classify it as I'm getting old, right? I'm just getting old. Well, guess what? If we could say, I don't have to just get old, I can actually have regeneration happening in my body to reset my body to a younger, healthier state. That's what I want. Please sign me up for that every time. And all I have to do, you're kidding me, all I have to do is put on a tiny little patch every day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and take it off. After I take it off the next day, then I put on a brand new patch. So put mine on in the morning, take them off at night when I go to bed. The next day I put on a brand new patch. That's all I have to do. That is the easiest, okay, the easiest thing in health that I have ever done. Literally, if y'all saw my vitamin cabinet, you'd probably laugh. All my essential oils, the amount of books I've read on workout programs and applied those things, and then the way I changed for my eating habits. This by far is the easiest thing I have ever done to support my health in a way that makes dramatic results, truly dramatic results. So we've got regenerative cells, we have got cardiovascular systems, so your heart, and then we have the brain. People's anxiety will lift, depression will lift. I've seen that very commonly as well. Then we have collagen, okay? Collagen is actually the glue that holds your body together. Most people just think it's hair, skin, and nails. It's not. It's more than that. It is your cartilage. It is the ligaments. It is the tendons. It's the fascia that runs all through your body system that holds us together. So when you have the support going on with the collagen and the regenerative cells together, because those decline in the body at about the same rate. So that 30-year, mark, about half is now any longer working for you. And then that 60-year mark, you only have about 10%. So when you turn those two back on together, the regenerative power across the board in your body is truly, truly phenomenal. So the fifth thing I talk about is immune health. So all of us are working at trying to figure out how our immune system can be supported, no matter what vitamins we're taking or, exercise we're doing or breath work that we're doing. We're always looking for a way to support our immune system because none of us like getting sick. So that's fantastic too, if that can be elevated and supported. Now, like I said, those 5 things are major body systems that GHK copper peptide. So the way our bodies were designed, God-given design of our bodies, what GHK copper peptide does in the body when that is now turned back on. That's just 5. There's a list of over 80 different things in the body that it actually does. So it's truly remarkable. So people will ask me, so Nikki, how long do I have to be on this? My response is that I will have a patch on my body until Jesus comes back to get me. There is no possible way that I want to be without this technology. The results that I got in my brain, in my energy increased in 7 days. I felt like a new person. Literally, my family would tell you that I would complain about being tired every single day for years. For years. So, if those two things were the only things I got, this technology will not ever not be on my body. But people still sometimes want to know, well, how long? Nikki, what are we talking about here? So, if you have a list, aches, pains, illness, disease, if you have this list over here, then what I want you to commit to for your health and invest in your health is 6 to 12 months. If you're over 60, I need for that to be 12 months so that you have enough time to have this technology consistently. Wearing it consistently is key, very key, that you're wearing consistently on a daily basis so that you have time to go back into your doctor and have the regular blood work tests results done so that you can see the difference, so that you can actually see what's happening inside your body. Now, could you feel it on the outside before that, like I did? You absolutely could. Like I felt it on the outside. I don't need any test result to tell me that this technology is working. It truly changed. Even the aches and pains that I had, I would get out of bed every day and be so sore because I kill myself in the gym. I work out very hard. So lactic acid buildup was very much a part of my life. So every day, like getting up and crawling to the bathroom because everything hurts. Okay. That is gone. Zero. Gone. I do not have that anymore. And even here recently, I've started to lift very, very heavy weights to try to build more muscle and create osteoblastic activity in my bones so that I have better muscle, and stronger bones. I'm telling you, it's crazy at 51 that I can have that kind of recovery in my body with the way that I'm lifting weights right now. So that is huge. That's truly, truly amazing. So those things, but if you have a list, you got to give it time. The other thing is that we have this microwave society mentality of I need this quick. Okay, I need a quick fix. This is not a quick fix. Are there one patch wonders and people notice things right away? Yes, they are. Obviously, I noticed in 7 days. I did have pain, which is why I put the patches on in the first place. My pain was instantly gone. The pain part can be very common for people to have, results in their pain very quickly. But these other things take time. And guess what? Your body gets to decide. It gets to decide where it wants to go to work first. And you just have to let that happen. For me, yes, I did notice things quickly. 7 days, 6 weeks, I was noticing all throughout. 6 months, I mean, there was just more and more things. My husband, he pretty much notices nothing. So I need you to understand that can happen too. He does have better sleep. So that's phenomenal. And that's good. But of course, to him, he wants to see X, Y, Z, whatever. But the thing is that he's stuck with it. He's always not as consistent, which isn't great, but what are you going to do? But we do have the results in his test results, in his blood pressure, in his body's ability to remove heavy metals. We saw that as well. So having those test results is key to understanding that it's actually always working. There are all kinds of great autonomic nervous system scanners out there on the market today. This technology or thermographic imaging, which is what the brain test that I talked about was on, that you will show that this technology is always working in the body. So to say it just didn't work for me, that's simply just not true. 96% effectiveness rate, it is always working in the body. Hydration is always key. Water, everything for health requires water and electrolytes for your cells to be able to communicate back and forth to each other, to send those messages of where it needs to go next, what needs to happen in the body, what needs to be triggered and turned on in the body. Hydration does all of that. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated. Okay, that's a very common thing today. And so just making sure you're getting enough electrolytes and enough water, half your body weight in ounces. The best way to kind of do that is to drink every 15 to 30 minutes a great big gulp of water throughout the day. I have been consistently doing that better here lately for about maybe or so the last couple of weeks. And today was the first day that I really noticed and thought, Okay, I started drinking water pretty early, and I can't believe that I don't need to go to the bathroom after 2 hours of working out. Like I wasn't running to the bathroom like normal. So that was pretty interesting for me too. So, just taking those big gulps. Normally, I try to hang off of the water because I'm afraid I'm gonna have to, stop in the middle of my workout and go to the bathroom. But that was not the case today. So I have kind of changed some of that, which is super helpful for my body overall, just to have the hydration it needs every single hour. So, what questions? I'll tell you a story. You guys think of your questions. If you have questions, you can unmute while I'm telling a story. So, Sarah is actually on the call tonight, and so she may want to chime in on this. But so we did a patching party at her house on Friday night, and one of her friends that had come had a broken toe. And so we patched her toe at the beginning of the party. And then at the end, I was like, hey, can we just see your toe again? Because I'd like to see if like it was like literally, it looked like her toe had been tattooed. It was so bright in color, purple, and then like a pink strip in the center. It was actually a very beautiful toe. A lot of pain, a lot of pain there. So, and the pink, what was crazy is some of that purple had already started to dissipate, and that lighter pink was starting to move up. And then I had her text me pictures today because she had told me that the people she was staying with were blown away by her toe. So she just had patches for one day, and her toe had already started significantly decreasing to where even like the third day, it's if she would have had a darker background in the picture, it would have even showed even more like less. It's crazy how much purple and pink has just truly dissipated. And then here's the crazy thing, okay? Saturday, she worked a 9-hour shift. Okay, she worked a 9-hour shift with zero pain. That blew me out of the water. Zero pain. And then she went to church that night and it was raining and she ran. She ran from her car to the church, zero pain in her toe. I was totally, I mean, that was just, I mean, I know I've heard stories like that before, but it never ceases to shock me and amaze me with the results with this technology. So that was truly, and she was wearing X39 and then of course Eon. I had given her both of those. So Sarah, you want to chime in at all?
No, it was just amazing because she said, and also the other thing was that she has not been able to sleep. She's been having a terrible time sleeping, and she was literally sitting in my living room, and I saw her demeanor change. She just went to this because she's really hyper, and she just went to this piece. I'm like, okay, who are you, and what have you done with Angela? Because, but yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. And then she sent me those pictures of her toe too, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
nuts.
amazing. Yeah. And she said she slept great too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I want to
that
find
was
out about her friend that literally doesn't sleep at all. So,
yes. Yeah, I'm anxious for her to try them because I had sent her some stuff on that. So I'm anxious to see what happens there. So
uh-huh.
that'll be
Yeah.
super interesting. But
So I
yes.
did have one other question. So, as far as electrolytes go, at one of the parties we had talked about that what Celtic salt, but what do you recommend? What do you
Yeah.
use? What's a
So
good one?
I do put Celtic sea salt on my food, but really, like this is great to help with electrolytes, the Celergize. I
Oh,
also like, yeah, so this helps with electrolytes. So you can just order
okay.
that on your site. Um, I also like Redmond's Relight. They're a really great, very clean electrolyte. Very, very salty. But I think it tastes great, especially because I sweat so much. So I'm always like,
Okay.
oh, this is a yummy treat.
Redmond's.
And yeah, Redmond's Relight, RE-LYTE. They have a chocolate salt electrolyte. Oh, it is like a nice little fun treat in the evening. I love their chocolate salt. So that's really great. And then Ultima Replenisher is another great one. They don't have the high sodium content. So if you're sweating, you do need that higher sodium content. But the Ultima Replenisher is also really great. And I actually bought the grape Ultima Replenisher for my husband because he likes, um, he hasn't really been drinking things that are bad for him, but like he likes like he likes the grape flavor of different things. So I bought him some things, but I don't always like cans, because there's a lot of canned things. And even though the product is healthy, you're still getting the plastics and the metals from the cans. So I don't love that. So I was trying to find a way to keep him in his glasses, and drinking from his glass or the jug that he carries around with him. So he likes the grape Ultima Replenisher a lot. So it's pretty yummy too. So yeah. And they have like little sample sizes. I bought like the sample packs just from Amazon. I bought all their little sample packs so we could try,
Okay.
yeah, the different kinds so we could decide what we liked. Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody else want to add anything?
Nikki, we still recommend multivitamins as well.
Yes. Yeah. I do still always recommend a good, high quality, whole food, plant-based, multivitamin. Yeah, I think that's always still a good option. So if you're looking at like potentially what you could cut out because of the patch usage, the main things that people can usually cut out is if they're taking any vitamins for inflammation or for hormones. And so like I've known people who have been over on $400 worth of vitamins for inflammation and hormones, and they were able to cut all of that out. So now like they're legit saving money by using this patch technology. So, but the multivitamin people, if they're not getting in their food, which you would have to be growing your own garden to get all of the nutrients you need in your, from your food, versus, getting it, other than taking a multivitamin. So yeah. Anything else? Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you being here. We are on every Monday night. We'll be back, this coming Monday as well. We'll be just getting back from conference. So I'm sure, we're all excited to go, and then we'll be excited to come back and hopefully there's always new things that we learn about the technology and about the science and all of that, which is so much fun. So we won't have our calls Wednesday and Thursday night like we normally do, but we'll be back here for 30 minutes again on Monday. Be sure to invite your friends, because anyone that is new to the technology and comes on the call, they have the chance to win 5 free days of our X39 technology. So we will send them, 5 free X39. So they'll have 5 days to try the technology when they haven't been introduced to it yet, or been on one of our calls like this. So yeah, please invite your friends and have them come back.
So is the content is it pretty much the introduction? Is that what we look at on Mondays? It's pretty much the introduction?
Same thing. Yep. Same thing that I went over tonight. That's every Monday night. So, and then everybody can ask any of their questions. So even if, somebody thinks of something later and they want to write it down and come back on Mondays again and ask, that's what we're here to do, is be able to answer people's questions as well.
Awesome. You're the best. Yay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, make sure you get back to the person who invited you to the call tonight. Please tell them you're ready to get started. Don't wait. Get started on, let's see what this technology can do for you, and let us start helping you just make a huge difference in your health. And so thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please know that we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening. Thanks for being on, Sarah.
Bye.
Good night. God bless.
God bless.